Hi, I'm Mark. I'm the Director of Hospitality and Vintner Club here at Old York Cellars. Today we're doing a virtual tasting of the Vintner Red 3. Now, what is a Director of Hospitality? Well, right now there's no hospitality to really direct, so I'm drinking some wine. And for the Vintner Club, I was really looking forward to this weekend so that I can meet more of you in person. We go back and forth via email every now and again, but, we're just as sad as you are, so we're trying to bring us to you a little bit. Now, why did I open the Vintner Red 3? Well, this is a Vintner-only wine. And I also opened it because we're not tasting for anyone else, and it means I can bring the bottle home with me tonight. And hopefully when Dave watches that, he, smiles and shakes his head as he usually does when I say something stupid. So, the Vintner Red is a blend of Merlot, Petit Syrah, Malbec, and Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, you've seen tastings with Lauren and Scott. Scott and Lauren, their knowledge of wine, I can't even come close to touching that, but the great thing about working with them is how happy and approachable they are to discussing wines, and they're the furthest thing from wine snobs that you'll ever meet in your life. I mean, Scott, I have literally interrupted him as he's in a wine tank to ask him a question about cold stabilizing. And he stops what he's doing just to answer the question. And I actually know what cold stabilizing is.
What is it, Mark?
I knew you were going to ask that. It is a stabilization process to limit the tartaric acid that's in wine. Tartaric acid, it's like cream of tartar. And when you cold stabilize the wine, what it does is it's trying to minimize the crystals that can form from that acid. Some people call them, wine diamonds or tartrates. Sometimes they do show up, but Scott and his team really try to make sure that it doesn't. And, to be honest, they're fine. I've had them in other bottles before, not knowing what they were, and drank them, which means I'm an idiot. But now that I know that I'm okay to have drunk them, everything's good. So anyway, to the wine. So, not being a sommelier, I tend to describe wine in regards to personalities, because wine has a personality. The personality of the vintner goes into the wine just as much as the personality of the vineyard, and this wine, it is a very easygoing wine, but it still has a complexity to it. It's like a person who has multi-layers in their personality, but they're still the easiest person to talk to. This wine, I remember the first time I tried it, actually. I brought it home, and I, poured a glass and, was very happy with it. Poured my wife a glass. She didn't finish it. And for some reason, before I went to bed that night, the bottle was gone. And I am not promoting drinking an entire bottle of wine by yourself, but these days with how they are, sometimes that does occur. So all of our members of the Vintner Club, we still have some of this wine left, and it's by far one of my favorites that Scott makes, simply because it's just like an old friend coming home in your glass. It's just so easy to drink, and, I absolutely love it. And, we wish all of you the best, being safe, being healthy. We miss all of you. Cannot wait for us all to get back together and have a glass of wine at our vineyard. And, be well, drink up. Thanks.